My name is Tove Morgan. I'm a health educator. I teach health in college, and I also am a licensed clinical social worker. Very shortly after I had Co, we knew something was different. He was very sensitive. He had lots of stomach aches, and so pretty immediately, he also had lots of ear infections. He struggled with constipation, and I just had a little kind of sick baby, and we just kind of kept trying to figure out what do we do. I had to change my diet. I realized I had to take out gluten. I had to take out dairy for him, for his health and well-being. And we just had a really smart, really sensitive kid. We didn't know about it at the time. I'd never heard of anything like sensory processing disorder. But I had a kid that couldn't tolerate wearing like socks and underwear. And that came with its own set of challenges, right? And then as he got older and as he was in preschool and in school, he just had a harder and harder time. He really struggled with emotional regulation. He would hide under his chair or underneath the desk, as a little kid, and it was really hard. And so, we started seeking support from psychiatrists and counselors. It's hard to talk about because it was so hard. We just wanted our kid, our baby, to be well and happy, right? And as he got older, it got harder. He started running away from school in elementary school. He was one of the kids that was in the behavioral room, and we were doing all the therapies, all of them. We had therapy. We were trying different pharmaceuticals. We had occupational therapy. We had speech therapy. We had all the therapies, just trying to get whatever type of support we needed for this neuroatypical kid, right? And the pharmaceuticals didn't work. Maybe they would for a little bit, but or maybe just a small amount they would help. But we ended up with so many side effects and so many complications. And eventually we got genetic testing done because we had gone through the gamut of medications that were not effective. And the genetic test was just lit up like a Christmas tree, and it said everything I had been saying, like, wait, no, he goes through this medicine super fast. Wait, no, he gets the tremors. Oh, wait, we have all of these other side effects, or really just effects of the medication that were undesired. And one day I, in my research, just trying to find whatever I could for my baby, right? I came across a TED Talk with Julia Rutledge, and she talked about pharmaceutical grade micronutrients, which I didn't know at the time was Hardee's. And I took it to our psychiatrist and I said, I don't know what these are, please help me get them. Can we please try this? And unfortunately that didn't go anywhere, but I kept researching and I kept looking, and eventually I got pointed in the direction of finding Hardee's daily essential nutrients, and starting that when Co was about 11. Within 2 weeks of being on Hardee's daily essential nutrients, we saw a change. And I was like, we're onto something. I remember it so clearly because he was asking for something and I had to say no. You have to say no as a parent. You have to. And I felt a very intense response. I said no, he's going to have a hard time and he's going to lose it. And he didn't. And he didn't. And he literally goes, "Ugh, fine, Mom." And I was all my system had already kind of to go into panic, of bracing of him losing it, and he didn't. And I was like, this is different. We're in a different world. This is where we need to be. And that was really the turning point. Things got better after that. It wasn't 100% smooth sailing. It didn't take everything off the table. It didn't immediately make everything better, or it didn't solve everything, but it made everything better and more manageable. And it created an opening that allowed the other types of therapies that we were doing to have an opportunity to create change and be effective and to be supportive. It just opened that window of tolerance up for him. And we saw such a significant change, and we still do see a change. He started when he was 11 and he's 16 now, and we've been on him through that whole time. He does 4 doses a day of the daily essential nutrients. And we have a regimen. We give it to him early in the morning. He has a dose right before school. He has one at lunchtime, and he has one after school. And truth be told, if he misses a dose, if he misses a couple doses in a week, things start getting a little bit more gloomy. And then we're like, hey, you need this. And he's like, I need that. We need to get because he'll be like, everything feels bad, or I don't want to be out in the world. And we're like, well, you haven't taken your stuff. We got to be on top of this. And he's like, that's right. And then he'll do it. Growing has been challenging. We see little kind of breakthrough episodes where when he's going through a big growth spurt, things get harder. But, then we may just add an extra, once we realize what's happening, oh, you're growing, you probably need an extra boost. We would give him an extra dose in the day, and it would just calm everything out. It's his body then had what it needed to do to be successful, and we really have Hardee's to thank for that. We've recommended it to other people as well, seeing the effect that it had on our family and our experience. And one of the things that we've seen, was a reduction in suicidality. And so, here you have these kids that have this suicidal ideation, and it makes no sense. And the pharmaceuticals aren't helping. And you add in Hardee's, and then all of a sudden the suicidality is out of the picture. You're still working with stuff, but you don't have that on the table. And that's just so tremendous to see that effect with people, and the way that it reduces aggression, the way that it reduces that dysregulation, that emotional dysregulation, the way it reduces anxiety. I mean, it's just really profound. And, our hope is that more people can know about this.
Probably going to be using it for a long time. It's not really something that I'm rushing to try and get off of because it helps, so I don't really want to risk getting off of it.
To have a child struggling, there's nothing more foundation shaking, disruptive. It activates your mama brain, your nervous system, because you're like, what do I need to do to help my kid? How do I keep him safe from himself? How do I keep the situation, to help him grow and be healthy and happy? One of the reasons that I trust and that I love Hardee's and the daily essential nutrients is because of the research they do, because they do double-blinded, because they partner with universities. They're doing the due diligence to make sure that what they do is true. And we've seen it in our lives. We've seen the way that it has created a change for our son, but in the lives of several families that we know as well. And it's tremendous. It's life-changing. He's more emotionally regulated. The volatility, he would be really, at times even violent, that's like off the table. He's no longer violent. He's much more emotionally regulated. He's not experiencing his like periods of darkness where he's just like, the world is a bad place. And, you know, that can feel really hard to be in that space. And that just kind of lifts that, allows him to be in the moment, allows him just to be a kid and be present with his friends and experience all the goodness that experiences in the world as well, or that there is in the world to experience as well. You have the most scary times and you wonder, will it ever end? Will we ever get through this? Will it ever be okay? And Hardee's has done that for us. It's helped us be in a completely different place to allow him to succeed. I have no question, I with 100% certainty, Hardee's Daily Essential Nutrients has saved my son's life completely.
My name is Cohen. I'm a junior in high school, 16 years old. I like playing D&D with my friends. I like playing video games. I use Hardee's Nutritional Daily Essential Nutrients every day. It helps regulate my emotions. It just helped get everything better under control. I haven't had one of those episodes in, like, a large one in over a couple years.
What would you say to anyone considering trying these daily essential nutrients?
Try it. It worked for me, and just try it and see if it helps.